Lenny, you know, I'm really impressed with the solar cooking. I'd never done anything like this before.
I am too, but man doesn't live by soup and coffee and corn alone. Let's try something more adventurous.
Well, I wanted to up the ante just a little bit. That Copenhagen Solar Cooker really was impressive. But I wanted to see if I could do something more. So, I made a video of myself making this one out of Mylar, an emergency blanket.
Yeah.
And I want to see if this can get hotter, if it makes any difference between the foil or the Mylar. But I also have a few other things I'm going to be trying out here.
Like what?
Well, we've tried some pretty safe things. This is going to be safe as well. It's not like I'm cooking pork or something now. I want to try bread, cornbread. But
we're good Southern girls, cornbread's a staple.
But because the water content, you know, it keeps so much moisture in, I'm going to venture outside the box a little bit here. Not very far, but just a little bit. And some people may do this anyway. I don't remember trying this at home yet. But instead of using a lot of water, I'm going to use some cream-style corn and see if cream-style corn to see if we can get and this would be easier to carry in a backpack or something.
True.
That's what I was thinking of there. So I've got my mixer, my can opener, and I'm not sure how this is going to work. I've got the thermometer. I'll spray these down good with my cooking spray, but this isn't black, so I don't know how much heat it's going to attract. The other thing, because it's going to be bread, I didn't want that bag to come down on that. This isn't exactly, I got it at Dollar General for 50 cents, but it fits over this really well. So let this be our little dome.
Yes.
That's not oven safe or anything.
So we may have plastic cornbread.
We'll find out if it holds up to the heat or if I've washed it really good, but we'll see how that does. And that's pretty much going to be it. I can stick my oven thermometer in the end, and we'll stick it in I'll put some little pebbles under there to keep that off of let heat circulate. Heat's going to be circulating around each individual one, but just so it has heat under the bottom as well. Okay, this is about half of the can of cream-style corn, and I want to keep it really dry because there's not going to be room for any moisture to escape. So if you're camping, just heat the rest of that up in a different little solar cooker. I have put some little rocks under there to keep the heat circulating underneath. All I'm going to do now is the cooking spray. I'm going to spray around the muffin pan, fill them, and put them out in the sun. Okay, we now have our cornbread set up, and the thermometer is starting just below 100 degrees. It's about the air temperature, and we will check on that and see if it cooks. I did put some little clothespins around just to kind of help hold the heat in. Okay, our cornbread has been cooking for about 30 minutes, and our temperature is above 150. Can't see exactly, but it's just about 150, and you can see it is rising some, but there is a lot of moisture that's being held in, so we'll see how this works. Okay, our cornbread is, we are well over 200, just over 200. And you can see it is really rising, still keeping the moisture in there, but it is cooking. Okay, the cornbread is actually kind of doing surprisingly well. It's just over 200 degrees, so I'm not sure how well this is sealing the heat in, but you can see there's a lot of moisture, so I'm going to actually take that lid off and try and shake some of that moisture off and then let it keep cooking. Come on. There we go. Right there we go. Okay. Kind of odd looking cornbread, but it's cornbread. It's getting kind of firm. There we go. It's back. And even though that seemed to have held well, okay, kind of a moment of truth here. We're going to see if our cornbread is getting anywhere near done. The directions say to cook it at 400 degrees for 15 or 20 minutes or until golden brown. Well, we're not going to be able to do any of those. We're not going to reach 400 degrees, and it's not going to turn golden brown because of all the moisture and stuff that's being held in. However, we have been cooking at around 225, and so we are going to do a test. I didn't have toothpicks, but I did have shish kebab skewers in with my stuff for my, there we go, stuff with, I had shish kebab skewers in with my stuff with my solar cooking. So we're going to once again lift this lid off and see how we're doing. And that thermometer does say it's like 225 in here, so I'm going to be kind of careful as I bring this back. They don't look golden brown, but we're not expecting that. But we'll try, oops, the pointy end. And that came out clean as it could come out. Now granted, these are have cream style corn in them, but you can tell they're starting to pull away from the edges of the pan. So I'm thinking these are probably getting toward done. Ow. We'll try them out in just a few minutes. Okay, Eileen, I just tested out our cornbread, and it looks a little weird because it's not going to get golden brown or anything, but
Clean.
came out clean, and it was starting to kind of pull away from the edge of the pan.
Sounds done to me.
Honestly, I'm pretty surprised.
I am too.
It's going to be heavy because it doesn't have an egg in it, it doesn't have the water in it, but
You used about half of a can of
cream style corn and a box of cornbread mix. So I'll go get that and we can try it out.
Alrighty.
But I got to get an oven mitt first.
Yes, you do.
That's 200 degrees. 225 is about where it's been cooking.
Right.
So I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, our cornbread has been cooking hour and a half or so, and seems like it is going to be about as done as it's going to get. Don't know. We're going to try it, and if it needs to cook more, we can do that. But it definitely made into a muffin. And we'll now cut that and see if it's actually done all the way through. It seems to be. It is very hot, I can tell you that. It is going to be dense because it's got the cream style corn instead of an egg. But are you ready to try out some of the cornbread muffin? So, the moment of truth about our cornbread, I cannot believe the memory card on the camera filled up right as we were sampling the cornbread. Needless to say, we both were shocked. We'd never solar cooked before starting this series, and we could not believe how good that cornbread was. As a matter of fact, that was day one of a 10-day trip. We went to the store, bought another box of cornbread mix. Unfortunately, the weather didn't work out that way. Who would have guessed? First couple of weeks of August in Texas, it was cloudy and cool and rainy almost every day, but the cornbread was a huge success. I never would have believed it was possible to cook any kind of bread in a solar cooker, and I was wrong because this stuff was great. Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.